everyone, hey and welcome back to yet another episode of Battle Rap Resume. Here, back with yet another interview, yet another discussion in the wide world of battle rap. Just before we get to today's guest, please follow the show at Battle Rap Resume. We got the Patreon as well if you want to help to support us. Patreon gives you access to all the upcoming episodes, all the upcoming chats, weeks, months before they go on the main channel. Get at me as well, battleresume@gmail.com. Leave us a review on iTunes if you'd be so good, if you'd be so kind. What else do we have? We have the merch, we have the hats available. Subscribe to us on YouTube, all that good stuff. But I there's no other way to describe my guest today other than just saying he's the time god. And if you know what that means, you know what that means. And honestly, it's a great honor to have you on. Malathion, how's it going, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for having me on.
Man. Of course, when I was just a plucky Brit watching sort of foreign battle rap, you sort of have to learn who the judges are and who other people involved are. And very quickly, I saw you at the front, kind of calling the rounds, and you became somewhat of a fixture of so many classic battles, haven't you?
Yes, I have, fortunately, and sometimes unfortunately, but Yep.
All right. Well, great to have you on the show anyway, man. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
Oh, man. No,
I appreciate it.
And, obviously that's kind of a glance. You would define you as that sort of thing. But, when you look at the battles and the organising and the placement in the scene, I mean, it's just crazy the amount of stuff, you've been part of.
Right. I mean, it's been cool, man. I mean, it's a scene that blew up pretty rapidly. I mean, even when I had barely gotten into it, it was still kind of big. So I mean, it just got bigger. Just being around, my brother, my boy Lush, being around him and him just being so just us trying to go for the gold every single time, trying to just trying to put together the best and craziest battles as much as possible. So it was just good to be a part of a team like that, and call time on some of my favorite battlers, and it's crazy how all that came together. I mean, it was just it was really organically, no pun intended, but it was really happened. Everything happened really organically. How I became as far as calling time on people, that just really happened. Pretty organically, I would say.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's go back a little bit. Like, in terms of battle rap as a thing, what was your first experiences of it?
As far as a thing, you mean as far as like the acapella scene, or you mean just battle rap?
I guess battle rap in general. Yeah. Do you remember watching any, or was it just in creating some that you got to know it?
I was watching it. I would watch I mean, of course, back in the day, we would see the Eminem versus Benzino. We would hear the actual diss tracks, and then you had, the old school songs like the Ice Cube's dissing Common, and I think Cypress Hill, and then we're going at it for a while. It was just seeing all that on wax, and then when visuals started coming along, I saw the Scribble Jams. I ended up buying those off Amazon, and because I was young, my mom would let me go to different states. I guess you could say, I wasn't able to travel to these states when I was at a young age. So those things happened, and they were recorded, and it was just, we had no YouTube. So the way I had seen it was just, being just such a musical junkie nerd, just always wanting to buy hip hop documentary DVDs, that I was just so fascinated with it. And then, I was also in Los Angeles, so a lot of battle rapping would go down before there was even any filming. So, you had guys from the Project Blowed, which is a big open mic, which is out here, that I'm also like a 4th, 5th generation part of. Right. I think that's what I am. Otherwise, and, a lot of my big homies, I think even Abstract Rude was battling at one point. So it's kind of like in my DNA as I grew up, even in junior high school, I was battling, and the old story, the old cliche story. Yeah, in high school I was battling,
right.
And that. So yeah, it's always been a part of my life, and it was something that was a very cult following at one point. I mean, it still is, but at one point it was, and I would, borrow cars from people and be like, yo, I want to go to this event. No one knew what it was. Like, what the hell? You're going to go watch two guys yell at each other with no beat, like crazy. Go ahead, go by yourself, you know. And then I would just started coming around the scene, which was like the grind time days, and seeing like Lush. I remember my first battle I went to, I think it was Mac Lethal versus Thesaurus, and that was at El Cid grind time. And I remember buying Lush's album. I didn't buy Lush's album that night. He was selling it. It was crazy. I remember like a fan, like if it was yesterday, you know, like it's such a crazy, just how everything just kind of moved. You know, everything's just kind of evolving. It's pretty crazy.
I mean, were you aware of a sort of scene online? Were there a lot of people watching? Was there comments? You know, there must have been some sort of following.
Yeah, there was a following. I think there was a lot of like websites before there was YouTube. There was a lot of websites where you can go chat and like text battles, and then and then it started slowly. You would start seeing I started seeing footage around the time of when the WRCs were coming out. So by then, I don't know if they were I don't know if this was recorded before YouTube, because I saw them when they were on YouTube, and I remember watching Possessed and What's His Face versus Thesaurus and Immaculate, and that was that battle blew my mind. You know, like then I saw Rhyme Asylum, where Possessed was from, and I was like, oh my god, this is insane. So that was my first real experience to battle rap. Actually, my first experience, I was going to battle somebody, and it was actually it was at the Project Blowed, and I had no idea about written battle raps. Like I thought it was just freestyle, like out rapping somebody. And I went first in front of the Blowed, and they let me go. And then the other person had went with some like premeditated rhymes, and the crowd was going crazy. And I ended up getting booed off stage. They partied, they walked me out, and I was like, holy, what the fuck was that? And then I started getting deeper into hip hop. I got my ass beat in front of everybody at the Project Blowed. It was embarrassing, but it taught me a lot. You know, it was crazy.
And MC Ducer then on Grind Time. How did that battle come about? Your debut?
That battle came about. It was actually like, Ducer is from the Project Blowed, very deep in the Project Blowed. So Dumbfounded was starting off I think it was the bar exam, and I think this was before they were getting into grind time. And I remember he had hit me up because me and Ducer had some kind of, we really didn't like each other a lot at first, as you can tell in the battle. Like, until after that battle we became friends.
Right.
But at that battle we really did not like each other. We were saying a lot of personal shit.
Yeah.
Well, he was saying a lot. Well, I think I was saying personal shit.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
It's pretty big, pretty big grudge match watching it back.
Yes. Yeah. We're both from the same area, the 626, which is like West Covina, like 20 minutes away from downtown Los Angeles. That's where me and Ducer were from. And then it was more just like an ego thing. Like, I'm the king of the 626. No, I'm the king of the 626. Well, fucking, we would see each other and we would freestyle forever. And we just never battled each other. And then he just, I guess, went to Dumbfounded and was like, hey, I'm going to start this battle, throwing these battles. I don't know how that happened on their end. I'm only assuming that they probably talked about it. He was like, hey, I'm going to battle Malathion. And then I turned it down because I was from a crew. I wasn't from the Blowed at the time, so I thought I was getting set up. I was like, damn, they're gonna set me up. They're all Blowedians, like Dumbfounded's from the Blowed, Ducer's from the Blowed. They want to send me to LA. Like, hell no, I'm not gonna do that. Like, they're gonna set me up. And then I saw that it was legit. I saw Lush there. I was like, damn, this is legit. Like, I'm an idiot. So I saw Dumbfounded, and I ran up on him. I was like, hey, I want to battle. He's like, okay, I'm gonna get you Was there from Test Specimen, which is the homie. And I was like, nah, give me MC Ducer. And then I was like, we need to settle this. And then we ended up settling it. But there was so much tension and behind the scenes drama that it was like I ended up forgetting all my rhymes and had to freestyle a lot of it, and it was pretty crazy. I'm just glad we never ended up fighting. I'm just glad it didn't get to that point. It almost did a couple times. But I'm just glad it didn't. He's the homie now. I'm from the Blowed. We're both from the Blowed. So that's my guy right there.
Yeah, but having an upload then on Grind Time now, in very early days as well. 2009. Right. September
Right.
1st. Like, that is
Oh
so
my
long ago in
God.
battle years.
You're a bitch, so you got no testes. I'm from Cola Crew. I don't drink no Pepsi. You hold more wooden sticks than Wayne Gretzky, and I will beat you for bets and bury you alive like in Casino, the way they did Joe Pesci. I will leave you dropped off the battle scene and make you non-existent, like we did to Assault and Battling. Your style is so whack, you would get served up by Little B from the pack. And your teeth are so yellow that when you smile, it looks like a Kraft singles pack.
That was my dream. I was like, I need to get on grind time. I need to get on grind time. Like, I remember, I think it was Mac Lethal. No, I think it was Mac Lethal versus, I was at Grizzlemania. I forgot who Mac Lethal, I think it was Ines. And I set my alarm for 12 because the battle was going to drop at 12. So I fell asleep. I woke up at 12. I watched it. And I was like, I need to get on this channel. Or I think this was after I battled. I don't remember. But I remember waking up in the middle of the night when battles would drop and watching. I'm like, I have to get on this channel. And it was like, my mind just kept, like, I kept seeing it in my mind. I kept watching these battles, and it came. It just so happened that they had a division in the West Coast, and I got on, you know, and it was a long time ago in 2009, and I think I even celebrated. I made myself some nice steak when it came out on grind time. I was like, I made it. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a grind time battler. Yes. You know, that's how I felt.
Well, yeah,
know?
good excuse. And I mean, you know, you didn't have another battle uploaded, at least, it seems, till around 2011. Was it during this time that you became involved with the actual leagues, or?
2011. I think I was getting involved with the leagues. I remember being a part of the leagues with Assault and Battling. So I think after my Shrapnel battle, which was pulled down,
right?
Because me and Absurd, who was running, we get along now. That's the homie, but we ended up not getting along. You know, it was like the whole. I ended up going to grind time, and he, you know, it was just a whole crazy shit. Me and Christian 818. So we ended up leaving, and that battle got pulled down. So that was my last battle. Not my last battle, but that was my battle to be introduced into actually throwing battles with Assault and Battling, and I was running the Los Angeles division. I threw a battle at I think my first event was at the Project Blowed. I got Jen Johnson versus Looney Divine. I think J Pro versus some guy Hardcastle who was from Reno. It was just I think everybody knows versus Uno Lavos. Uno Lavos was staying at my pad. Like,
right.
Pad is my house. I'm talking in slang. Okay?
Yeah,
I don't know if you know. Okay. Yeah. So he stayed with me for that. I think it was that day, you know. So it's just good memories, you know. I hold these memories very, very, very close. Even though you know, it's battle rap is so far, and it was so long ago. These are times that I look back and I think, like, hell yeah, like we did it. Like, I was here from the jump, not the jump, but I was here from before it became kind of really, I guess, really pop. I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I'm on the inside. I don't know how it looks from out there, but I feel like, you know, I came here at a good time, I would say.
Yeah, there was definitely an acceleration in, say, 2010, 2011, really.
Right.
Just, you know, an escalation to becoming just a higher level. And you were there at the front, man, timing away. And, like, you know, how did you become sort of the Grandmaster, the clock?
I think it was because me and Lush, like, we ended up getting so close, like, that he took me under his wing. You know, I honestly, I owe a lot to Lush, even though I probably would have made it. Like, everyone says, oh, you would have made it on your own. Like, yeah, I probably would have, but this is how I made it, and I'm always going to give it up for Lush one. No, I don't give a fuck how crazy he gets sometimes or what people say. You know, I'll always give it up to Lush. So he took me under his wing, and then it was more just like, Lush is the type of dude where it's like, he's a man of a million different styles and everything. So he's just like, I don't want to hold the clock and call time. I don't want to fucking flip a coin. Malathion, you got a penny? Or you got a quarter? Yeah, flip a quarter. Hey, okay, this thing is 2 minutes. Malathion, this is 2 minutes. Make sure you pause. And then I ended up was like, okay. And I was just right by Lush. And it felt, maybe he just didn't trust anybody to do it.
Right.
I really don't know, but it was always just like, Malathion, do that. And I would just do it. And then I would always do it. And then he would be like, okay, the next battler we need to get so-and-so, bring them in the stage. And I would just run and bring them for him. So it was like, I would just be his little assistant. So I would just help him out. And I ended up doing that. And me, it was more just like, people would call time on people and they wouldn't listen. They would keep going, and there would be a big old argument. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna scream it. I'm gonna put my hand up, give them 5 seconds to see my hand, and then I'm just gonna chop it down in the middle of them and just scream time loud as fuck so everybody hears. And it's like like a referee when he goes strike or like out, you're out, like shit like that. He's safe. So I was always like, I wanted to be definite that the crowd, the camera will pick it up, and it just so happened that it turned into a thing. And now anywhere I go, if people recognize me, they just scream time. I'll be in Walmart and people will just scream time or something. So it's crazy, man.
Yeah. It's become iconic, hasn't it? Like to the point where Ruin Your Day did a Daily Spice on it.
Yes, they did. I mean, I have it tattooed on I have the word time with an exclamation mark tattooed on my hand. So I love it. Yeah, man.
That's dedication.
It's a big thing for me.
Yeah.
Yes.
But there's a lot of responsibility in the role, isn't there? Like,
a lot.
Because people can be doing some incredible stuff, and you can just wade in there and stop it.
Right. And there's times where I don't want to stop it because they're doing so good, and I'm getting nudged like, fuck, it's time, stop it. And I'm like, you're right, it's gonna be time, I have to stop it. And I stop them. And that time when I called the infamous one where I called time on Verb in the middle of showtime, and I did scream time on him, like I had to. They literally pulled me to the front and says, man, Verb can rap forever. And I guess the person I think it was a 1 round, I don't remember, because that was a time where they were sending me running around finding people, so I would have to go find Charlie Clips and Rum Nitty, and then these guys are taking pictures with 50 people, and it's like, it's so insane that I'm trying to do all this, and then I get there and they're like, hey, Malathion, get up here, call time on this dude, he's gonna rap forever. And I was like, okay, and I look and it's Verb. I'm like, oh shit. And they're like, call time, hurry up, call time. I was like, all right, and I called, and it just so happened to be in the middle of showtime, and it made me look like a damn asshole. So I mean, it's cool, but that's the job. I mean, I've had Big K yell at me, I've had Caustic yell at me, I've had Disaster growl at me and threaten to throw me pick me up and throw me out of the ring and stuff like that, so but it has to happen because a lot of these battlers will fuck each other up, and it's like, if I don't call time on that minute that they need to, because I'm pausing them on crowd reactions, I'm pausing them I'm pausing it when I need to. I'm making sure I'm on top of it, So it's like, when it gets to that point, some of these guys are saying some fucked up stuff. And when it comes to someone like Big K and Caustic, when they were battling, like, they were saying stuff about their, deceased friends and crazy stuff. And those are the battles where they're on their time. Like, they're walking around, they look like they're pacing back and forth, but they're looking over at the clock to see, is he on my time? They start getting paranoid. Is he pausing it? Is he letting him go long? Is he letting him fuck me up here? Like, are they setting me up? Like, I know, because I've been a battler in this situation, so I understand. So I'm like, I let them see it. I let them yell at me. It doesn't matter. I don't care. They'll unfollow me, block me on Twitter. I don't care, So it's like, it has to happen because these guys don't want, like, you don't want Disaster to go unlimited, because that guy will go 18 minutes, So I have to call time. So, maybe I shouldn't be as aggressive as I am, yelling, but it just became something, and now I most likely will use it just for mostly, like up and comers or whatever. Like, I'm just, things are just kind of changing out here, a lot of things are changing. So it's, yeah.
And I mean, what did you think about Joe Budden on Total Slaughter, the whole Stop My Time fiasco?
I mean, that was actually that was cool, I mean, I actually liked Joe Budden, what he did. I mean, everyone was like, yeah, he was just saying this and that, but it's like, it's cool, like, he did well. Cassidy was saying some corny punchlines sometimes, but he did really well. I loved Cassidy, I loved Joe Budden, and the Joe Budden and the Stop My Time thing was epic, Just when I hear anybody, I mean, Sway was screaming time then, what I'm saying, like not that I would say they got it from me, but I'm just, I want to, in my mind, I like to give myself those little egotistical pat on my back and be like, good job, like, I'll pat myself on the back here and there.
But sometimes it's welcome from you as well. Like, for every verb you're interrupting, you're a savior for terrible tryouts.
Right, exactly. And there's times where You know, I've had to call time on guys when they're just stumbling and hold on, oh shit, I'm fucked up. Hold on, give me 1 more minute. I'm like, man, time. Sorry, bro. You messed up, man. Like, well, I almost had it. All right, well, you did it, man. All right, go on you, bro. And it's like I have to be a dick sometimes, but it's like, you know, this is the best of the best. Like, you wouldn't go to the UFC and expect Joe Rogan and Dana White to be easy on you. They're gonna be like, get your shit together, come back, and we'll be right here. You know, I'm not gonna be mean to anybody or like disrespect. I'll give anybody a shot. But when it comes to like setting up the up and comers and stuff, there's sometimes some guys where, you know, they're not really that good, and they need to feel that, because this is not an easy culture, especially if you're in front of somebody like a Diz or like a Caustic bringing up something crazy. So you have to get that little tough skin and stuff. So I'm think the screaming time and all the craziness that sometimes the fresh coast brings, it kind of, you know, makes for the thick skin. You know?
Mm-hmm. And it seems like in retrospect, around this time, 2011, there were loads of events. It seemed like it was such a popping thing at the time that, you know, there were so many great battlers. It was a spoil of riches.
Right. I mean, right. There was a lot. I mean, around that time, like what you said, 2011.
Yeah.
Who was around at that time?
Well,
was like
Saurus was still battling. You know, I mean, everyone was still sort of battling on the league. I think it just,
and it was like they were in their prime at that time. Because like right now, it's like it doesn't feel like they're not stagnant, but it just feels like it's, you know, their battles are just gonna happen. And back then, it was like they were not that their battles were just gonna just happen, and it was just gonna, the battles were just gonna, I don't know. It just felt like now you see some battles and you already know how it's gonna be. Like, okay, yeah, I already know how this is gonna turn out. Like, I'm gonna hear a lot of this and a lot of that. But back then, there was a lot more. I felt a lot more hunger from battlers that I wanted to see hunger from. Like, Thesaurus was murdering it at those times. Not that he doesn't murder it now, but I felt different energy. I can't explain it from a lot of the battlers now. You know, I mean, people would even say that about a lot of the battlers that I would say some of the best. Like, I can say right now, like, oh, my favorites are Disaster and Charlie Clips and DNA, and everyone would be like, are you kidding me? Like, don't, like, you know, like, so that's how it's a whole different thing. And at that time, those guys were I felt like in their prime, like when Tyson was in his prime, just straight knocking dudes out in the first round. Like, you would see Thesaurus just do crazy rebuttals, and I just feel like battle rap right now it I don't know, like those battlers are I can't explain it. It's a whole new era is coming into play right now. Like, you got the Losos, you got the B Dots, you got the Geechee Gottis, you got like a whole different crazy upbringing. Frack, you got you even got No Shame. No Shame's battling Pat Stay. You know, like a lot of cool things are happening that are like, people are just, it's like morphing. People are turning into butterflies. A lot of these up and coming battlers are turning into butterflies now. It's a horrible connection. They don't want to be butterflies, you know. I'm pretty sure, but it's like they're morphing into what they're supposed to be now. You know? So.
And the next battle of yours I want to talk about has the honor of having a Ruin Your Day watch about it. Yourself versus Christian.
Oh my God! Yes, yeah. I hate that battle. that. Oh my God, that battle was fucking Jesus Christ. Right. Yeah. No, I mean, at that point, I was getting into the league, into, I guess, assault and battling. I was just trying to start. It was like it was my second battle. Because I think after this was the battle, I think, where I got put on assault and battling. I don't remember, but I know after this battle, I stopped really battling so much and started doing more events. But this battle was really crazy because I knew nothing of this dude. You know, it was like I just saw his Facebook, saw pictures, and was like, what the fuck? Like, this is a new thing of battling. Like, this is kind of weird. Like, what do I do? Just write generals? And I don't know, and I started freestyling, and then I started getting on, and then it was more just the nervousness. I was so fucking nervous, and my palms are sweaty. I was so like stiff and scared. It was weird. Like, I'll admit to it, I was fucking frightened as shit. You know, I was up there, cameras are on, there's no stopping. It was like, it's a totally different animal. And when people see it online and say, I can do that, like, I was one of those guys. You know what I mean? And that's how you honestly, that's how you get good. You just got to run in there, do it. If you can rap, if you have a background in hip-hop, you could probably do it. If not, you're probably going to cry yourself to sleep off the embarrassment or some shit, you know? But that battle was pretty bad, you know? But it was more just me. I always had the fear of just stopping there and being like, oh, fuck. Oh, man, I don't know what I'm going to say. Oh, shit. Fuck. I never wanted to do that, so I just started freestyling and just started saying a bunch of dumb shit. It wasn't to a beat, so my mind was like, how do you freestyle to no beat? Like, how do I freestyle like this? I don't know. And I just started saying a bunch of stupid shit.
He's not allowed by any schools or any Chuck E. Cheese. He needs to stay away at least 200 feet. Go to nationalsexoffenders.com, type in Christian Bonilla, and this is what you'll see. 5'3" got arrested in 2003 for watching little boys pee. Look like a pedophile from here to here. I'm surprised you don't have a big-ass scar from here to here. The homie should have locked you in a cell, cut you from ear to ear, shake you up, and throw your lifeless body off the side of the tier. Damn!
But, I mean, it did get to ruin your day watch, you know? And
yeah.
I really don't I don't really you know, I don't read YouTube comments. I don't do a lot of things just because I don't want to, you know, a lot of people battle with that type of stuff, and some people get under their skin, and I don't deal with that. So I just, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I fucked up. Sorry, guys. I fucked up. I should have called time on myself. I wish someone called time on me. Just said, time. Fuck out of here, man. You suck, Malathion.
I mean, Christian, most people will know him from the sort of the overacting guy in Diz Cannabis, right?
Right. We actually became good, like, we became really good friends after that battle. So we both came into Assault and Battling and grind time together. So we both were just, he would set up the big battles with Lush, and I would set up the up and comers, and then that was that. So he was actually a big factor in setting up the cannabis battle. I don't think a lot of people know that, but he actually was one of the main reasons, not the main reasons because a lot of money was involved, and I don't think he had anything to do with that. But as far as the talking connections, and we wouldn't have even have gotten in contact with cannabis if it wasn't for a Christian. So, he was actually filming for, I think, Dr. Zodiac, who works with felony fights, who does like those guys who just get out of prison and they go in the back and they start fighting. So he was one of the owners of that, and Christian was living with him, like filming for like Corrupt from the Dog Pound and Kill a Priest and all these from Wu-Tang and all these different people, because I guess he was managing them, or I don't know what he was doing. Dr. Zodiac was, and then this dude, his name was M80, who was Cannabis's manager, was at Dr. Zodiac's house, and he said, Christian said that he saw M80 there. He said, hey, Dr. Zodiac was like, hey, my friend over here, he works with King of the Dot, a battle rap. He's like, M80 was like, oh yeah? He's like, well, Cannabis, you know Cannabis? He's like, yeah. He's like, he wants to battle. He's like, for real? He's like, if you could, say what's up. And we're like, what? So he came and he told me, and we're at the basement in Sherman Oaks, and he comes to me and he said, and Christian comes to me and says, hey, fucking Cannabis wants to battle. Who should we get him for? Who should we get for him? I was like, who else? Fucking Disaster. He was like, what? Let's go tell him. So Disaster happened to be there. We just ran up to Disaster and said, hey, you want to fucking battle Cannabis? He said, what? You fucking kidding me? He was like, yeah. So then after that point, it was Christian and Lush. Lush being a part of King of the Dot and bringing us on, we all talked about it. And then Christian and Lush ended up, I think either Christian went off and actually got things connected, or Lush did. I don't remember. I just know that there was a bunch of craziness behind it because of the contracts and a bunch of crazy shit. But that battle was a lot of it had to do with Christian. I just want people to know that, because I don't know if that story's ever been told, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if it has, man. That's interesting. Yeah, and I mean, Vendetta as a whole, the event, crazy one, right?
Yes, that was a crazy event. Being it was crazy, but also being that it was on the same day, I think, as the Pacquiao fight, when Pacquiao got knocked out, and he was knocked out, so a lot of people didn't show up. And I remember after that event, Supernatural, who was the rapper who was in fucking, Guinness World Records for rapping forever and all that, he was there that night, standing right behind Cannabis. And I remember Supernat ran across the street, and he said that to buy something to drink from this liquor store, and then I guess he said, a boxer got knocked out. Supernat was like, yeah, there was a boxer, like, that's fucked up what happened to Pacquiao. And the girl was like, yeah, I know, huh? Because she's like, yeah, I heard this rapper pulled out a notepad somewhere and was like reading it. And this was literally 15 minutes after the battle. Right. Supernat walked across the street, and this girl working at a liquor store told Supernat, this battle rapper pulled out a notepad and just this and that, and it was horrible. And Supernatural was like, what the fuck? Walked out. I'm walking to my car after the event. Can't even imagine what just happened. And they call me across the street. They go, hey, Fresh Coast, get over here. I go across the street, and they pull up World Star, and that shit's on World Star already. Right. We hadn't even been 20 minutes out. I was like, what? Jeez. This was insane. Like, it was because it was a shit show, but it was golden at the same time. It went platinum, Yeah. It was a great event. I loved it. Those are the times I go back to in my life. That's when Daylight was still kicking bars. You didn't know what antics were with Daylight. His antics was pulling out a ski mask, battling Rich Dollars and Ilmac versus Arsenal. Yeah, it was
versus
great
DNA. Event. Crazy.
Yes, versus DNA. That's crazy. That was on King of the Dot. That's crazy. Like,
he killed it as well. He did. His performance in that battle is awesome.
Is I like Like, I think is a really good. He has really good punchlines. He's a really good one lines. I really like her. Like, I don't really care about. I don't really get into all the crazy politics. I just I fuck with a lot of people. People probably wouldn't realize it.
Right. But you battled Ace High. What was that about?
I did. Ace High. That was in Reno. I was deep into battling, and we were doing assault and battling, and I still had the bug to want to battle. I just couldn't. I still wanted to do it, even though I was throwing events. I still wanted to battle. So me and Christian, we were like, let's go on a fucking battle tour. Like, we went to Stockton. Not Stockton. Yeah, we went to Stockton. Then we went to Porterville to get Absurd. Then we went all the way to Oakland. Then after that, we went to Reno, then to Oakland. We were all over the place, just on a little tour of our own. And I remember Ace High was someone that was coming out of Nevada, and I think Nevada or Reno, and they asked me if I wanted to battle him. I didn't know who he was, and I said, yeah. I was like, I'm gonna write a lot of general bars like crazy, I was more on my necro, like killing people and crazy shit, animal attacks and weird shit like that. So that's what that battle was. Just me kind of experimenting. I love rapping. I'm a writer. I love writing. So it was just, experiment for me, kind of like my own little stand-up comedy, if you will. I love stand-up. So it was like my way to do it without having to do stand-up and rap at the same time, say jokes and shit,
And how many events would you average you were probably at a year? It must have been, quite a few, right?
Yeah, any event that happened in LA, I would try to be at it. Like, anything that happened, not in LA, but that's so a broad term. But anything that's around me, I would go to. Even small leagues, like leagues that no one knew about, I would show up and people would flip out. Like, what the fuck are you doing here? I'm like, bro, I'm here. I'm trying to find the best talent, and I'll chop it up with the owners and get in cool with them. And just because we all have to work together. I'm one of those guys, and I didn't want anybody to feel like I thought I was better than anybody. I was like, I'm here. I'll pay to get in, or if you can want to let me in, cool. I'll come there. I'll blaze up. And then I'll tell the battlers what they need to do. How do you get on King of the Dot? What do we look for? This is what we look for right here. This is how you get on. Who you need to talk to? You need to talk to so and so. Okay, take my number. Call me whenever you want. Oh, you trying to go to Canada? Well, let me hit up Gully for you. Yo, Gully, this was pretty tight. And I'm just one of those dudes because I feel like that's good karma and in hip hop, and it's always good just to be that person. I'm just that person just because I would want someone to do it for me. So it's like I've always told myself if I ever got in a position of like being able to put someone in a good position, I would be very easy to talk to, because me coming up in the game, it was so hard. Like Lush is so hard to get a hold of. Fucking anybody who was setting up battles, you could not get in contact with these people. They would not read your messages, and a lot of shit would happen. So like, I ended up just being like, you know, I want to be very easy to talk to, and I would give guys my number, just you know, and they would call me, and then I would make friendships, and before they would battle, they would spit their rounds to me, and I would tell them what worked, what didn't. Not that I knew everything, but I'm just like, hey, like this is good. You know, take this advice, because I'm around. I talk to the guys. I see what they look for, like Ganic and Lush. I know what they want to hear, you know. So I'll tell you, look, this is what you need to write. This is how you get down, and if you don't, you're probably going to be battling in GZ for a while. Like, it is what it is. And you got guys like Psychosis and Rum Nitty and Cali Boy and Geechee. These guys just took off running. Like, they just knew what to do. And some guys went slow. Some guys, you know, popped up slow. Some guys popped out fast. So, yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's a crazy thing. I'm going on a little rant here because I know this is like your little show. You know, not your little show, but I know.
I know what you mean.
You know? Yeah. I'm just kind of trying to. I don't know.
No, rant on, man. Rant on. It's all good. You battled Denta on Grind Time Now Silver. What was the silver about?
The silver was about, like, I think I don't remember around what time that this started happening, but it was like during the time of like the GT apocalypse, when they were like pulling a gang of battle, when Lush was like privating a gang of battles because he was like, this doesn't fit King of the Dot. I mean, this doesn't fit grind time standards. So he was like privating them a lot of battles, because I guess some battles were just getting uploaded without consent or whatever. So they were pulling a bunch of them down, and they started up a channel which a lot of those battles were going to. So it was kind of like the ground zero for grind time. So I ended up battling on that because we were trying to build the channel up. And honestly, I think it was during a time where like I have no idea how it ended up on grind time silver, but I knew it was because we were trying to boost that channel up. I think even we put a Cadillac Ron battle on it because we were trying to really make two channels to where it was like we put the up and comers here, and then we put all the main, you know, the bigger battles on the grind time, kind of like what King of the Dot did with the Prove Yourself and Ground Zero and so forth.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
And how was the Denta battle?
The Denta battle was pretty good. It was like my last battle. It was like I was running the event. You know, it's just so hard to run an event, to book the battles, do all that, and you want to rehearse and practice, but you can't because you're hosting, and it was just a weird thing. I don't know. It was just me realizing like, I'm too deep into the behind the scenes to be fucking around doing this. Like I'm cool, you know. So I just ended up just being like, you know, just being like, you know what, I'm gonna just work behind the scenes because I don't want anybody to feel a certain way either. I think I was just over it at that point. I was like, you know what, I'm over it. I'm just gonna be strictly behind the scenes and put everything into putting people on. I don't want to feel like I'm not fucking with somebody or doing this and that because I'm battling and my ego's in the way. It was a lot of things I was going through, and I think at that time I was like, I'm done. But it was a good battle. Denter is really dope. He's doing a lot of stuff, and I think with Spanish rap battles right now. Right. I think he owns his own league, so he's doing battles in like Mexico and Mexico City, and I think there's battles in different parts of like crazy parts of Mexico. So it's pretty cool. He's doing a lot of stuff right now. Yeah, shouts out to Denter.
That is cool. And your last battle, although I appreciate it was around this time, but it got uploaded quite a few years later. I think it was re-uploaded because I remember watching this years ago and trying to find it a few years ago, not being able to. You versus Self-Provoked, who I think Self-Provoked is pretty dope actually, very slept on.
Yes, like Self-Provoked. Shouts out to Provoked. He's really big. That battle I think almost got 1 million views at one point.
Wow.
When it was first uploaded. It started getting like hundreds of thousands of views, and I was looking like, what the fuck? Like, see, that whole battle just happened. I showed up at this sign up for rap battle to win money, and I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna do it. So I put in some money, and I was just battling a gang of people, and I saw Provoked. And I saw him rapping fast, and me being, me being very competitive, I was like, who is this kid rapping fast? Like, you're not from the Blood. You don't understand this, And I'm just sitting there like, I got to battle this guy. I'm going to fuck him up. And then they so happened, they called, they go, Malathion versus Provoked. We went, we battled. He was doing really well, and I think I lost my steam on my second one, and then when I got to my acapella, that's when I was able to really shine, because I was kind of like, I'm around that a lot. So it was very easy for me at that point to switch into the acapella, and he wasn't so comfortable. So I ended up winning that battle, and then when it was uploaded, it got hundreds of thousands of views, and I was like, whoa, like, is this a mistake? And then sorry, there's a Christmas, not a Christmas truck, ice cream truck passing by.
So good.
So then the battle, I was like, holy hell! And I looked to the right where the related videos were, and I saw all his other music videos, and he was getting millions of views, and I'm like, whoa! And I started watching his videos. I was like, wow, I didn't know I battled this guy.
Yeah. I felt the same thing when I saw him. I was like, he's great. And then I was like, oh, God, he's really popular. Because I think most battle fans probably not heard of Self-Provoked. I just heard of him by chance. On beat, he's very aggressive, isn't he? I really like his dominating style.
Yes, he's really good. After that battle, we actually became friends, too. I mean, it's like any fight. Like a lyrical fight. You become friends, so... he's doing really well. I know he's releasing a lot of music. He's getting more popular than ever. That battle helped me out a lot. It got me a lot of fans. People take pictures. I mean, I got kids coming up to me saying, "Hey, they don't even know my name. You're the guy that battle Self-Provoke?" I'm like, "Yeah. Can we take a picture?" I'm like, "Yeah." A little 14, 13-year-olds. Right. I'm like, "Whoa, this is crazy," because his fans. He's still young. So his fans are from maybe 11 to maybe 30, maybe. I don't know, but I know they're. It starts very young, his fan base. So it was really crazy, just seeing that. That was very dope. But I had to re-upload it because the channel, the guy who did it, I guess his channel ended up getting hacked, and they ended up having to close it. So the channel ended up getting closed. So I was like, the battle's just gone. He's like, I still have it. So he uploaded it for me on my channel, and so it lives on my channel right now, which is pretty cool. So I just have it up there just because, I don't know, just so it can see the light of day. Yeah. That's the beauty of the internet. I wanted to live there.
Definitely, man. I mean, one of the big events you're involved with was Back to Basics 3. Disaster Jonai, Big K Caustic, some huge battles and some huge moments from yourself in those battles.
Yeah. I mean, I think the Ruin Your Day intro was like I forgot. I think it was Arsenal saying, "Don't call time," and I was like, "What? Don't call it at 20?" He's like, "Man, just don't say time. We're gonna do it." And I was like, I just didn't understand because I think I was just so high, I was so stoned that I was just like, "Wait, what? Okay." And I'm being told you need to call time, and a lot of the time, the battlers will make their own decisions because there's times. I mean, I think one time Organic was getting mad at me because Big K told me this was at a different event. Big K was like, "Hey. Count my time like this, but don't. I mean, I'm gonna do 2 minutes and 30 seconds, but don't pause for crowd reaction. Let it go." And then I was going, and Organic looked at the clock. He said, "What are you doing?" I was like, "He told me to do this." He's like, "He doesn't make the rules. We do." So that's the shit that sometimes battlers will agree amongst each other the day of because they're so into their craft, and then the day there. It changes. So a lot of the time I'm there thinking, wait, so what do you want me to do? They're telling me my staff my team is telling me to call you at this time, but you're telling me you guys figured that. I'm like, I don't fucking know. And there's times where I've left a phone in my pocket. I didn't pull it out, and then Caustic is looking at me saying, it was that event, saying, "You're not pausing my time?" Oh, he's like, "You motherfucker. You're not pausing my... You're fucking with me, huh? You're not pausing my shit?" He's telling me this during the battle. I mean, in the footage, I think you can see it. And then Big K is talking shit to me. They're both talking shit to me because that battle was so heated. It was so crazy that they were just both like, just so fucking intense in the zone that they were looking at that clock like, Malathion, if you mess up on this clock right now, you're gonna get fucked up. And I think I got booed. I forgot why I got booed. Do you remember why I got booed?
I can't quite recall, no, but I just remember it being quite a testy event. I think tempers were running high, and
yes, it was in the Bay. It was in San Jose. I think it was in San Jose. And then fuck, I forgot what I did and why I got booed. Oh, because I called time on QP. Daylight was like, "Call time." And then I was like, "What?" And he's like, "No, QP, you can go." And then Daylight was in the box, like dressed up like Halloween. Remember that?
Yeah,
he was
dressed
up as
Crip in the box.
Yeah, he crip in the box.
Yeah.
And then that's when I was like, "All right." He's like, "Let him go." I was like, "Okay." He's like, "No, call time." And he gave me a look like, if you don't call time, there's gonna be problems. And I'm from LA, and he's I already knew I knew what that meant, and I just didn't. And with Daylight, I didn't really know how to gauge him. I was like, wait, you think he's serious? And I was like, fuck it. I called time. And then they said, fine, you can go. And it made me look like a piece of shit. So then when Disaster and Joe and I battled, then I said, what's up? It's Malathion, the time guy. You can get into GZ. And they want to do it. And then everybody's like, boo. Everybody's just booing the shit out of me. And then everyone was laughing at me. And I just said, man, fuck all you guys. And no one said nothing to me. No one came to me and everyone was taking pictures with me, asking me to sign things. It was totally the opposite. And I know people were just kind of playing around. They were interacting with it, which was cool. I had no problem. I don't have no problems with none of that stuff. But it was a crazy event. Yes, you're all right.
Yeah. What are some other events, some favorites of yours?
I think my favorite event was the Disaster versus Oxy. Like that recent one, like crazy. Really changed like my look on battle rap. Just to see like, mainly because of Oxy. It was so interesting to see a bunch of, like, right now everyone's saying, oh, with Russia this and we can't talk with them and this, and it was like, what are you talking about? We just had 100 Russians over here and we're all hanging out. We're all friends. Like, what's going on? And then when I saw girls crying, I was seeing girls crying when Oxy came out, crying, like tears, saying, I love Oxy, oh my God, Oxy, oh my God. And they were just like, they were looking at him like if he was Michael Jackson. Like, not Michael Jackson. That was a horrible one. Like, they were looking at him like if he was the person you would look at as the best or something. I couldn't think of a good one. So they were looking at him like if he was a king or fucking a god or something. Like, they were crying when he walked out. Like, they just wanted to. People were just trying to touch him, like just to touch his back, or like, it was crazy. And just to know that I see this at all times, it's like, wow. Like, this was, and people from they didn't even speak English. Some of these people couldn't even speak English to me. They only know select words. And I was like, wow, like this is insane. And just the energy of everybody there was no bad energy. All the staff was getting along. It was a good time. And I think just being through the ringer in this battle rap game, I think that event just made me feel good again. And I think to be truthful, the last URL event was fucking phenomenal. And I was just at
Traffic.
that. Yes. Phenomenal. Like, it was a great event. I saw Billy Boondocks got booed off stage. Right. I saw everything. I got so high I fell asleep in the fucking back on a couch. and so it was a cool battle. I just wish Disaster would have kept his cool together and would have just, I just wish Disaster would have kept his mind in the game and came a little bit better. but it was a great battle. That whole event was very good. I mean, there's a lot of the event that they brought out here was very good. Avocado was filming it, so it's gonna look like a damn Avatar movie. It's gonna be, so I'm just happy that Avocado and URL are working together.
Yeah.
That's just to see just to hear 1, 2, 3, then to see, yo, what up? It's Smack, fucking just to see that together.
Oh, what a union!
Was beautiful.
Yeah, you're right. Yes,
it was beautiful.
And going forward, what's the future for you? Are you ever planning to battle again?
If something comes around that's right, maybe, but no. I really want to push Los Angeles battle rap. I really want to push it forward, whatever that may be. It's just right now. I mean, to keep it real with you, to tell you the truth, it's just a lot. I mean, you're seeing what's going on right now. All this crazy shit in battle rap. Especially for us. There's a lot of crazy shit that's going on. So it's I just really want everything to be resolved, and I want to keep throwing these big events out here in Los Angeles. So I just want everything to be good, and just that's what I see for the future, is just really pushing forward this culture and trying to work through all this bullshit, because battle rap, we're all family. We're a big old dysfunctional family. Yeah. Sometimes we fight, sometimes it's this, sometimes it's that, but we're all part of the same community. We're all part of the same family. Those are just my dysfunctional brothers sometimes, So just want to get through all that, and then just keep it popping out here. The Project Blowed is very dear to me, so I'm really trying to incorporate a lot of the Project Blowed into the battle scene. So there's a lot of things that I have up my sleeve that I'm trying to do. And another thing too that I'm going to announce here, I don't think a lot of people know this, is right now we're distributing battle rap, like audio and video, into the prison system out here in California. So we're putting them in like Northern Cali, Southern Cali, and the inmates they're getting tablets now to where they can see visuals. So now I'm putting battle rap. I'm going to be the first person, an innovator, I guess you would say, to put battle rap into the prison system to give these prisoners something. I mean, they've done horrible crimes or whatever it is that they've done, but that they're paying their debt to society, and it's not humane to keep someone to say, fuck you, you don't deserve this. It's like, they're a little bit behind on the times. They're getting that technology now. I have an opportunity to bring content to that, and that's what I want to do. So I mean, I'm in talks with everybody, from putting music in there, from podcasts, from all that. So I might even chop it up with you. I know you guys got your stuff, so we're gonna have like a whole battle section too. I mean, we could talk about more of it off air. I'll tell you more off air. Awesome. But it's gonna be something cool, and not everybody's gonna get into it. I'm putting it out there, but not anybody can just go and get it in there. It's gonna pause. It's gonna be very select, and there's certain I want it to be a certain way. So it's gonna be like the Netflix for prison, put it like that.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. I really like that idea. I know that Billy Bragg does this thing where he gets guitars into jails in Britain, just as sort of another sort of outlet, something to introduce to people. So the idea of putting battling in there is pretty inspired, actually. That's really cool, man.
Yeah. I mean, they're not going to be battling themselves.
No,
I mean, they would kill each other. Like you can't put a white guy versus a black guy. That would be horrible. No. But they do reciprocate. They do receive it. I have put it in there before. I've put battles in there for 6 months at one time, until the contract went out. They received it. They were writing fan mail to us, like writing actual battle bars. Some guys were saying, this is dedicated to Charlie Clips, and write full 16s. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like this guy's like, this is cool. So maybe this can be like, hey, when you get out, whenever you get out, be on good behavior, and we'll have something for you. I don't know. Like we're trying to figure it out, because it's so brand new, but I'm really just trying to bring them something different. Because if that is for rehabilitation, I want to show them that there's other things out there, even a podcast, them listening to you and how passionate people are talking on your show about it can change someone's mind about something. Maybe not everybody,
No.
but you know.
No, yeah, but
Yeah.
A few at least, hopefully.
Right, right.
And you know, just to wrap it up, a few quickfire questions for you, just off the top. Favorite grind time now battle?
I think the favorite, it could be anybody.
Yeah, just your favorite clash by people.
Oh, that's a good one. I think the best grind time now battle, I think that would be Disaster versus Swave Seva in New York.
So good.
Yes, I like that one, and not just because of the lyrics, just because of like how crazy it was for someone from LA to go to New York, and then New York's heckling Disaster.
Yeah.
And he turns around and says, "Did you pay Pin? No, then shut the fuck up then." Like when he did that whole thing, that was the crazy. I've never seen anybody do that since. That crazy.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of my. It was just a great battle too, because Swave Seva is one of my favorites. I think he's really slept on. I think when he was battling at his prime, he wasn't slept on. People really fucked with him, but I think still now he has a really good pin. He fucks with Immortal Technique, which is I fuck with Immortal Technique tough. So hell yeah, that was one of my favorites right there.
Yeah, Swave Seva was on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Was it?
Yeah,
was he really?
He was, yeah, with Immortal Technique, yeah. I couldn't believe it. Like I was watching it, a little while ago now, and it's fucking, it's Swave.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I know. Awesome.
That is cool. I'm a big Joe Rogan fan. I listen to Joe Rogan every day.
Yeah. So I'll send you the link or something. I'll put it in the link.
Cool.
Below
Yeah.
everyone, yeah. Let's check it out.
Yes.
Very, very cool. I actually spoke to Swave at DontFlop's 8th birthday, and I mentioned it. It was one of the first things I said to him, and he was quite surprised that I remembered it. But it is just, I'm a fan as well as you, so it is fucking crazy.
Oh my gosh.
He's in that studio that everyone's been in, So
Joe Rogan and Joey Diaz is my fucking uncle.
Oh,
Joey Diaz is my uncle Joey, and fucking Joe Rogan is like my fucking long lost father.
Yeah.
He teaches me everything. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I fucking love those guys.
Yeah, Duncan as well. Yeah, there's so many good people.
Yes.
What about? Do you have a favorite DontFlop battle out of interest?
A favorite DontFlop battle? I have like. I think a favorite DontFlop battle would probably be, I think was I think it's the fucked up one where, was it that Jefferson Price one? Was that the one? Was that over there? The Jefferson Price and Caustic?
Yeah, that was over there, yeah.
Yes, like those battles where it's like, where you have like, a guy from there versus a guy from here, or like even, there's a lot of who was the one where Arsenal battled the DNA out there, right?
Yes, he did. Yeah,
where he pulled out the soccer jersey.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. See, there's a lot of good battles that happened over there at DontFlop. I wish they would keep it going. I mean, do you know if they're gonna keep it moving?
I think it's all over, unfortunately. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I think it.
Jesus.
Lots of new leagues have sprouted, and unfortunately, it's kind of ground to a halt.
Damn, man, it was really killing it, man. I mean, you got Drake showed up to, I think, one of the birthdays, right? Mm-hmm. Didn't he show up to the birthday?
I don't think Drake showed up, no. But I mean, he was at King of the Dot, wasn't he? But
yeah, Drake never went to. I think he went to a Don't. I think he tweeted a DontFlop.
I think he tweeted. Yeah.
Yes,
did.
That's what it was.
Yeah,
that's what it was. Okay.
Still, yeah.
Right.
He's a huge
That's
Shuffle
big.
T Marlowe fan as well. Like, so yeah, he knows all about this.
Right,
sort of
Shuffle
stuff,
T and Marlowe. They're my favorite. I love
man.
Shuffle T and Marlowe. Oh my gosh,
Right.
I love them.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about URL? What's your favorite URL battle?
My favorite URL battle, I would say, I would have to be cliche and say Calico versus Loaded Lux.
Okay.
I would have to say that. That's my favorite battle, just because it was. I think I've seen that battle probably 20 times, like over, just because it was shot so, it's like a movie, and it was like it's sometimes there was like when I know Loaded Lux fucked up and fucked his round up. He got all nervous and fucked up, but it was so like sometimes it got so bad at points where it was so good. It was like a fucking great battle. Like the first 2 rounds, like Loaded Lux just killed the 3rd round, but the beginning parts he was kind of fucking up a little bit, you know. But it was like, oh, how is this gonna happen? And then Puffy's there with Busta, and you see their faces of being kind of disappointed at one point, but then they all came back. It was just a good battle. It was like a roller coaster of emotion in that battle. I guess I have a horrible sense of humor for battles, but I like to see crazy ones sometimes, and I think that battle was a really good battle too. I think it really defined a time in battle rap to where a lot of people were trying to do the whole, oh, you're wrong for standing on the corner selling crack and you shouldn't be gangbanging. You know, that birthed the whole genre in battle rap, I would say. Like a lot of people were like positive and, you know, trying to be pro-human and all that stuff. So that was pretty crazy. That was a really good battle. Marked a part in time in battle rap.
Mm-hmm. And final 2 questions, non-battle rap related. Your favorite film, first of all?
My favorite film, I would say, would probably be. I have a lot of favorite films. Like I'm a movie buff. Like I still buy DVDs. You know what I'm saying? I still go and purchase DVDs from Amoeba and stuff like that. So I think my favorite film would probably be Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Or it's another movie which is pretty gruesome. It was banned for a while. It's called Cannibal Holocaust.
Oh yeah,
it's a pretty So those movies were like maybe two of my favorite movies.
Yeah, it's pretty controversial. Cannibal Holocaust. They kill loads of animals in it, don't they?
Yeah, it was really creepy. You know, it was like it was during that. You know, that director, it was during a time to where I guess that's what they did. He wanted to keep it real and authentic, and they killed animals. They were killing turtles, and there were scenes where they made it look so real that people actually thought they were watching a snuff film. I think the director actually went to jail for a while until he was able to recreate the killings. Yeah, and I guess some people they couldn't find them, so it was weird. But I know that it was banned for a while. And as soon as the ban came off, I went to Barnes and Noble and ordered it and paid $30 for it. So I was happy.
And you mentioned Amoeba there, which I have actually had the privilege of visiting, the San Francisco branch. What an incredible place it is! It's like just the world's greatest record store, right?
Yes, records, DVDs, CDs, books. Everything.
Yeah.
Books, VHS.
Oh man.
Cassette tapes. Like I'm in heaven there. Like if I go to the one in Hollywood and I'm there for about 2 hours maybe, and I'm just looking through the out of print CDs. I like buying a lot of 90s G-funk hip hop. I like to buy a lot of like, you know, I even buy a lot of like new stuff. I'll go buy a Gucci Mane CD or some, you know, Young Lean or somebody like that, but I'll also go buy some Immortal Technique. I even rebuy CDs. If my CDs get too scratched, I'll go rebuy it or I'll order it. I like going on Discogs and buying super out of print stuff, and the DVDs I just go there and I like a lot of out of print stuff. You know, I'm a real 90s buff, so I'll go buy I don't care, I'll buy the Rugrats fucking first season and watch it. You know, you know, like I'm glad I have a little daughter, so I'm able to kind of not feel so childish watching
Rugrats is the best, man. Rugrats is the best.
Right.
All that Nick stuff was like all that 90s Nickelodeon stuff is the best.
Yes, I love it. You know, so that's I go searching for it. I make a hobby out of it.
Mm-hmm. And finally, your favorite musical artist that is non-hip hop related?
My favorite musical artist that isn't hip hop related, I would have to say would be there's I listen to a lot of like sweet soul, like R&B and stuff like not R&B. I mean like oldies. Like I don't know if you're familiar with that. Like there's an artist. His name is Ralphie Pagan, and he was I think he was Colombian guy, but he sang like a lot of like, you know, oldies. Like, you know, like have you ever heard of that movie La Bamba?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so like the movies that stuff that they're singing, that would be considered like some type of oldies. So his stuff is like that. He was some gangster dude. He ended up getting killed selling drugs out there in Colombia. So he had a crazy story. He was like a Sinatra crazy dude, you know. So he ended up, but he had a voice that sounded like a damn angel, you know. So it was like he sounded like a Smokey Robinson. He sounded like a Mexican Smokey Robinson, and he sang all these. So non-hip hop related. That's one of my favorites because I like to listen when I'm not listening to podcasts, which is like all day. I rarely listen to music now, but when I do listen to music, it's that because I want to learn so much all the time, and all I listen to is Joe Rogan, and it's because like he has so many podcasts that I haven't listened to. And I just go back and I'll be like, oh, Bert Kreischer, and I'll listen to it. And, you know, and I'll just sit there because I drive. I'm a driver for my job, so I deliver packages for Amazon. So you know, I have my I'm able to listen. I'm out by myself all day, so I'm able to listen to my podcasts. So I just keep my Joe Rogan on all day, just bump and listen.
Yeah. I mean, put some battle rap resume in there, and you're all set.
Yes.
You're all set for the working day. So
I got you. I'm gonna listen to. Are you on the? Are you on like iTunes and all that?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. There's
cool.
There's lots of stuff on there, but and everyone else listening as well, check out the archive. But this has been
iTunes. Check out iTunes. Check out. What are you on? Stitcher? Everything.
Podbean. All the apps. Yeah, pretty much everything.
Check that shit out, man. Stop sleeping, man. I'm gonna call time on you. I'm gonna come up in your dreams or your nightmares, and I'm gonna call time on you. So you better subscribe now.
Well, this has been great, man. Going through and really, really interesting. So thank you for coming on. How do people get at you? Your music, your Instagram, that sort of stuff.
My Instagram is Malathion, Malathion _TimeGod, TIMEGAWD. And then on Twitter, you just put @Malathion01. Facebook, Ryan Malathion Pena. And then, I have my own little podcast that I started up called the Time God Cast, and you can find that on YouTube right now. It's going to be on iTunes and all that pretty soon. I'm like 4 episodes in. I just did a podcast with Immortal Technique and Poison Pen. So it's so I'm just, you can check that out. That's pretty much it.
Awesome.
Check the West out. We're about to be on, man. You guys about to see what we're going to do.
Well, I mean, this has been awesome. Thank you to everyone for listening. Please follow us at battlerapresume. The Patreon, of course. Leave us a review, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. But Malathion, it's been a treat, man. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.